Here we go.
Welcome to Relationship Clinic. Today we're looking at 10 behaviors, 10 behaviors that negatively impact relationships. So often we look at, when it comes to relationship, is it just human behavior? Is it that no matter what, you just cannot avoid getting into a conflict or getting into a negative situation with your partner? Will teeth and tongue always meet, as they say? Or can we control what happens in our relationships? How much control do we have over it to work with our partners? Or is it that there's nothing that we can do? However, let's start to look at these 10 behaviors on a regular basis, on a day-to-day basis, that impacts our relationship in a negative way. Hopefully, as we look on these and expand in them a little bit, he will add some light, he will shed some light to our relationships. And perhaps after looking at these negative behaviors, we might be true to ourselves and find a way to change these negative patterns, these negative behaviors, and somehow start to do better. That we may have some health and good pattern to our relationships that will overcome these disastrous behaviors. Let's go.
Why do relationships fall apart? Relationships are complicated as they are fragile. Small mistakes can destroy years of love, passion, and trust. But you may not realize what you're doing wrong. So here are 10 behaviors that can damage any relationship and maybe affecting yours too. Number 1, you stonewall your partner. Do you avoid difficult questions and conversations? This bad habit is called stonewalling. When you stonewall your partner, you're actively avoiding painful or emotional subjects. But those subjects are important to the health of your relationship. By avoiding difficult conversations, you're harboring unresolved issues with your partner. It's okay to table a hard conversation every once in a while, but ignoring an issue doesn't make it go away. Number 2, you're too distracted. Do you give your partner your undivided attention? Do you text other people when you're together? Never underestimate the value of quality time. When you're together, your partner wants to feel important. They need to know that you enjoy spending time with them. But if you're distracted, your partner may feel ignored or neglected, and your relationship may suffer. Number 3, you get defensive. Few things are as important as communication. But what if your partner tells you something you don't want to hear? Your partner may, for example, think they're doing all the work in your relationship. No one likes to hear negative feedback. So how should you react when your partner tells you something is wrong? Defensiveness can be destructive to any relationship. When you become defensive, you stop listening to your partner's concerns. Instead, you try to protect yourself. You may argue with them or turn the tables on your partner. Either way, you're ignoring the real problem, and your partner doesn't feel heard. Number 4, you criticize too often. How often do you criticize your partner? Even if you mean well, critical behavior can drive a wedge in your relationship. Not only is it frustrating for your partner, excess criticism also creates a negative dynamic in your relationship. You lose track of why you love your partner because you're too focused on their mistakes. Number 5, you idealize your partner. Do you put your partner on a pedestal? You love your partner, so you may hold them to a high standard. But idealizing your partner can damage your relationship. When you idealize your partner, you're projecting your own preferences onto them. You love your partner for the person they could be, not who they actually are. Number 6, you ignore your past. No one is perfect. Every relationship has bumps and rough patches, but ignoring your troubled past could destroy your relationship. Your history, good and bad, is the reason you are where you are today. It has shaped the way you feel about your partner and the way your partner feels about you. By ignoring your past, you're overlooking significant moments in your relationship and rejecting the struggles your relationship has yet to overcome. Number 7, you mislead your partner. Have you ever told your partner something you didn't mean? Deception can easily destroy a relationship. Lies and manipulation ruin the most important thing you and your partner have built together: trust. When you stop being honest, you give your partner a reason to doubt you. Honesty isn't always easy, and some things are better left unsaid. But you should never try to deceive your partner, no matter what. This kind of behavior will destroy your relationship. Number 8, you create competition. In a healthy relationship, partners don't keep score. They don't care who's right and who's wrong because competition creates tension, stress, and resentment. If you're always trying to prove your partner wrong, sooner or later you're going to drive them away. Instead, by finding a solution that makes both of you happy and learning how to compromise, you can create a healthier relationship in the long run. Number 9, you shame your partner. Do you pick on your partner? Many couples playfully tease each other in private, but making fun of your partner in public can damage your relationship. Instead of a playful back and forth, you're openly shaming your partner for their mistakes and placing them in a very uncomfortable situation. And number 10, you expect too much. Do you get angry when your partner can't read your mind? You expect your partner to know what you want and what you're thinking all the time, but that's entirely unfair to them. It's your responsibility to vocalize the things you want. If you don't express yourself, your partner will never know anything is wrong. If you expect your partner to magically know all the answers, your relationship may slowly fall apart.
The 10 behaviors from the perspective of also where psychology expert is concerned. Now, I want to highlight something real quick. What I want to highlight is number 2, number 3, number 4, number 7, and number 8 of these bad behaviors. If you notice that there were 10 of these bad behaviors, but I want to highlight these for different reasons. So, text other people when together. Now, some folks may say it's a boring moment. It meant that maybe the guy was boring. It meant that maybe the female was boring. It perhaps meant that there was some boring stuff going on, and so each other start to text. Relationship takes a lot of work. It's really hard work. But it is also disrespectful if the male starts to text another female, especially while you, the female, you're with your guy. Or the female start to text other guys while she's with her guy. She may say, oh, it's just to tick him off. It's just to get him angry. It's just to, get his attention, to say, hey, pay attention to me. But the question is, if he's not paying attention to you, what would he be doing during those moments? What would he be doing at that moment that caused you to start texting other folks? Now it's different if a text came in, maybe business related or something relates to your bills or whatever, that you've got to pay attention to at that moment. That is different compared to the fact that maybe after a few hugs or a few conversation or chats or whatever it is, then you resort to texting others, be it you're the male or the female. By now, you should realize that's a wrong habit to cultivate in your relationship. Also, want to look at number 3, defensive, where you stop listening to your partner or stop listening to your partner's concern, and you find a way to flip the script, to turn it back around on your partner, which is definitely the wrong thing to do. We can see that is not a formula for success in the relationship. So this is also a point where you are totally honest and he is totally honest in that regard, rather than being defensive to respond to whatever it is. There are also some folks too that use some psychological tactics at that moment, be it male or female. So instead of flipping the script, they will just push back certain question or remind the person, or remember when you did this, remember when you did that. The list goes on and on, rather than dealing with that particular situation on hand. You can also see that that is a bad formula for success in that relationship. There's another big one, a huge one, that is called criticizing your partner. As you can see, criticizing your partner a lot and focus on their mistakes or their faults. There are no relationship which is perfect. It doesn't matter how handsome you think that guy is. Doesn't matter how accomplished you think he is. Doesn't matter if you like the career that he has or you like his profession. There are no perfect relationship out there, which of course you know. When you move on to another partner because you have been highlighting your partner's mistakes and faults, you are getting ready to embrace the new guy or the new female bad habits and bad behaviors because he is going to come with some. She will come with some. The question is just how soon or how long will it take for you to start seeing those bad behaviors or those bad patterns? Because you are going to see them. Either him or her does not like to be touched when they're sleeping. Either him or her does not like to eat after certain hours, and if you do, they will criticize you. Either him or her does not like when folks get in your car and slam the door. Either him or her does not like when you drive your car and you speed. Either him or her does not like it when you squeeze the toothpaste from the middle or from the top. It must be squeezed from the bottom. You're going to see so much behavior that will also annoy you. It will also annoy you. And you might be getting the money that you wanted to get, especially maybe the female getting the money from the guy. You may like the car he drives. You may like his career. You may like originally or initially the perspective of what the future looks like. The same goes for the male who may like those different things about the female. But the question is, how long will you be able to deal with those changes or deal with those personalities or characters that comes with that new partner? Because it is going to happen. Now, your partner that you're with right now, or if you have already moved on to be with someone else, the question is, will you highlight the mistakes and faults that you have learned of your partner? Your partner may have opened to you and spoke of some things that they experienced in the past, spoke of some, things that they did way back in the day, perhaps secrets that they've not even told anyone. But one day you found it has been a good reason to discuss your partner and to use that to bring him or her down. All because they shared that information with you in confidence. Because one, either they thought that both of you would have lasted in marriage. It could also be a marital relationship. And these things are shared in that marital relationship. But somehow a disagreement came up and you chose that moment to bring that situation back up and say, oh, that's why your life is like this because X, B, Y, and Z. Oh, that's why you're like this because of Y and B and Z. And your partner is shocked at that moment. Totally unbelievable that you would have brought up that situation that they mentioned to you in confidence, hoping that you would never use it back at them. But some partners, yes, they do use it against that partner. And so often your partner may reflect from reality or deflect from some things, be it that they, are saying that, hey, these things are true concerning you. But as for me, no, I am perfect. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. And those things definitely are wrong. Those things definitely, is a wrong formula for an healthy relationship. So definitely, you should not focus on the mistakes and the faults of each other. In fact, you should not go there. Stay away from it. Don't use it to describe your partner because of whatever situation is going on at the moment. Sometimes it's best to keep quiet. Sometimes it's best not to respond. And you know what? Experience teaches us wisdom. Myself, I've had some experiences where I've learned to direct different things that I will say and what I will respond to. Because why? I am responsible for the way that I respond. I mean, I like the fact that my partner mentioned my mistakes, or I like my mistakes. For my partner, I like my faults. In whatever categories. But how I respond, I'm also responsible. How you respond to your partner, to I like the mistakes and I like the faults, you are also responsible. And you should also take accountability to say whether or not you should mention these things, all because you want to get back at your partner, all because you want to say, hey, you're not whom I want to be with because of. Oh, I don't want to be with you anymore because of. There will be a day, there will be a moment when you will decide to either accept what that person come with, be that they are still in your life, or there'll be a new partner, what they come with. Whether you accept it or you cannot accept it, or you choose not to accept it. Because at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. You accepted it or you choose not to accept it. Number 7, lies, manipulation are never good. Never, ever good. Should I say I myself have been there. I've been there. And I've learned my lesson too. Where it is never good to lie to your partner about anything. It is best to be upfront. You may have good intention, you may have good intent, and you may have done one thing or two that connects to manipulation. You may manipulate the situation, you may manipulate anything at all that connects to the relationship. And your partner may have forgiven you, but somewhere, somehow, it is still somewhere in the back of the mind that, hey, you did this to me at this point in time. And even as maybe weeks or months or possibly years goes on in the relationship, when something else comes up, your partner may also remind you, oh, that's the reason why you manipulated so and so. And even if maybe at the moment in time, as the weeks and months and years went by, that perhaps at the moment you were not manipulating another situation, but it sounded like it, it felt like it seemed like it. And because you were guilty of it before, your partner used it against you and says, yes, you are a manipulator. Because you ate that from me before, and see, here you go again, you're hiding this. So maybe that's who you are. Maybe you hide stuff. And you may have genuinely changed, but your partner still sees that old person. You may have genuinely changed, even if you may have experienced a breakup with your partner, being male or female, because of some of these very things. You may have changed. You may have realized what you did. You may have gone through a process where you have acknowledged where you have changed. You have acknowledged where you've gone through a phase of pushing those things aside. And you have decided not to do these things anymore. But somewhere in your partner's mind, him or her, feel as though you have not changed. Feel as though you go back and do the same thing. Feel as though you have not learned your lesson. So I say it is best from the get-go not to find yourself lying. In fact, learn from your past mistake. If you are already out of the relationship that you were in, and as you look forward to enter a new relationship, learn from your past mistakes. Do not bring those baggages, those negative baggages in the new relationship, but learn how to get past it. Remove those things from your vocabulary. Get those things out and learn to be upfront completely. Let your partner see who you are, that your partner can accept you for who you are. and not for something that you brought to the relationship that was negative. And when your partner found out about it, it left a bad taste in the mouth that sometimes they never do get over those things. Competition and keeping scores. That is never good to do. Keeping scores. Oh, I bought your car. Oh, I bought your bedspread. Oh, I was one that did this for you. Oh, I bought you perfume. Oh, you never bought me perfume. Oh, I did this. So I'm sure that you do get the concept by now. In a relationship, it's a good thing that as you do for your partner do for you. It's not about keeping score and who did what and who didn't do what. But it's a matter of through that love, you embrace and appreciate each time that each other does something great for each other. Remove the keeping score. Do not keep scores. Do not keep scores. But let it be something that you're happy to do for each other. Let it be something that you're happy to do for each other, as one do for one and one do for the other, rather than keeping scores. Shaming your partner. This is the last one that I'll just re-emphasize, even as you have already watched the video. This is the last one that I will make mention of. Shaming your partner. It is never a good thing to shame your partner. It means that you use words that insult your partner. It might not be curse words, but the way how you say stuff, the way how you insult your partner. It could be the way you're dressed. It could be what they said. It could be just anything that is a part of their personality. And you found it to be something that you use to disgrace or to embarrass your partner. You want to stay away from that by all means. I've learned some lessons as well, that perhaps anger could allow you to even say something in public that you wouldn't otherwise say. Perhaps you react too quickly. Perhaps you reacted too fast. And so you also have got to learn how to control your emotions. Learn how to control, and I've learned that as well. I've learned that myself. Learn how to control your emotions. That you just don't create an outburst because you're angry. Either you angry something that you heard your partner did, or you angry about something that you saw your partner did, and it may create a public outburst. You want to avoid all of those. And if you've been through those in the past where you were the one that started something of the sort, you want to change that and decide that you will not take that into a new relationship, especially that's not your nature, especially if that is not your character. Jealousy can also be one of those things that allow an outburst, even when that's not who you are. But jealousy. And so you've got to learn how to control different levels and phase of jealousy. And it doesn't get you to that point. That will totally ruin who you are. And your partner who was a victim of that very outburst could believe, okay, that's just who you are. You like those things. When so often that's not who you are. But it was just through jealousy an outburst came. Respect each other. Respect your partner. Do not say anything that comes to your mouth or to your mind because you feel like it. If they like it, they like it. They don't like it, they don't like it. No. That also says that it doesn't matter. You do not care what your partner feels. You do not care whether because you feel like you are the most eligible bachelor in the world and you can get any woman you want to get. Or you feel like you are the most beautiful spinster and you can get any guy you want to get. Those behaviors, those attitudes will still keep on working through the next relationship. They will act up somewhere, somehow. And it might be the person that you really wanted to work so bad. It might be the person that you call the love of your life. It might be the person that you really want to spend forever with. And those same habits flares up again because you did not see it as a problem to release those slangs or verbiage or accusations or throw those words and name callings at your partner. And those very same thing comes out in another relationship, and it was the annihilation of it all. I say to you today, as you've learned or you were reminded of these 10 bad habits that destroy relationships, may you take a look at them. May you revise them. May even what I expand on help you as well, as they have helped me personally to turn a new leaf and to do things totally different as I move on in the future. I say to you, try to find a way to keep loving your partner, or find a way to explain these things to your partner that I don't like these things. So if you realize that you've been getting these from your partner, sit your partner down. Find a time when they're maybe they're in a good mood, or you know what is best to get through to them, and explain it. Honey, sweetheart, baby, whatever you call your partner, I noticed that you kept doing this. I really don't like it. Is there any way that you could change it? Let your partner know. If your partner truly loves you, they will make amendments. And if you are the one that your partner is saying they don't like these things that you do not be defensive. Do not block your ears. Do not become that stone wall, as in the number one bad behavior. But listen to your partner. Be honest to yourself. Listen to what your partner is saying. If they say you kept texting them, or you call them names, or you say things that is hurtful, or they don't like, don't become defensive. Or tell them, well, like it or leave it, or deal with it. No. But if it matters to you, and if you care about their feelings, that if you were the one had the table turned, and you were now explaining to your partner what you didn't like, would you want your partner to do that to you? Become that stone wall to say, I will not listen to you. How dare you tell me about these things? How dare you explain you don't like these things? How dare you? No. So if you would not like these things, do not do it to your partner. Create an atmosphere where both of you can share things that you like or you don't like. Create an atmosphere where you can speak on a calm level. You can speak rationally, reasonable. You can discuss things. You can agree and disagree. But at the end of it all, even during your disagreements, you can come back together. You can agree on these different things. Okay, I'll do this from now on. I won't do that from now on. And try to work at it. You will slip up 1 or 2 times. You keep working at it until you get much better at accommodating what your partner like and what you like. Thank you for watching. Again, I am Zion, and thank you for being a part of Relationship Clinic.